how you just said, oh, I want a dark skin. If I say that, or if a guy says that, they're gonna get bashed. If they date a white woman and you're black. Do
you want a white woman, Trey?
No, I don't. Okay, my bad. Let me not say it like that. My bad.
I'm sorry to any white women that watch this show. You're beautiful.
I'm sorry.
You're beautiful.
I think white women are beautiful, but I think everyone is beautiful. Oh my God, I'm not getting any better. Hey, cut this out.
Hey y'all, it's Jada from Growing Painz Podcast, and guess what? We are now offering ad placements for our episodes. So if you have shoes, candles, wigs, food, whatever it may be, if you want to see it featured on an episode, all you have to do is email us and ask about our sponsorship ad placement packages, and we'll send that information over to you. Now back to the episode.
I remember in high school, when I used to talk to people, I used to just want to be like really private. Like, I'm not going to tell my friends I'm dating someone until I know it's serious. And so I would like give them code names and stuff like
code names is crazy.
Like, I don't even.
You're on the phone like, girl, refrigerator.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
Girl, oven over here.
Literally.
You never did that before?
A code name?
Yeah.
No.
Is that a girl thing?
It might be.
Gotta be. Whoever I was with, I think I was too mature because I was looking like long term.
So like if you were talking to somebody,
right, like the one girl that I was dating, like back in like middle school, I was dating her for like almost 2 years, and then I had broke up and got in a relationship with somebody else, and I'm trying to get her. I'm like, oh, we gonna be locked in for real. Like, I'm like, this is the person I'm gonna be with even after high school, all of that stuff. That's how I am with like my friends and all of that. Like, I look at things long term. It gotta make sense for me.
What's the longest?
That's cool though. Oh, what were you about to say?
What's the longest relationship you've been in?
Longest relationship, probably like 3.5 years. Jeez. Yeah, but honestly, I feel like, so one thing I wish I wouldn't have necessarily did, but I'm not mad at this is how things happen. Okay. So I leave high school. I come to Atlanta. The day after, or the day I got into Atlanta, I think my first day here, or it could have been the second day, either or. I meet this guy at my college. Okay. And he was with his friends. I was with these girls I had just met. They had the most unique names, Beautiful and Daisy. Okay.
That's unique.
And they had these guys that they were cool with. And there was like this other guy with them, and I don't know, we had a small conversation. He was like, what's your number? I gave him my number, and then that was like basically like the dude I talked to through college, and we was together for like 3 years. But that was like a situationship. So it was 3 years of just talking, which was really frustrating.
Bro, that'd be the worst. Like, we are not,
like,
they be like, oh, you know what it is. No, I don't.
Like, literally.
I'm not gonna lie, the person that I was with, I had to ask her out. She was like, you're not about to just keep sitting here talking.
No, for real.
Like, all right, cool.
Literally, but I feel like that's so crazy. But like, dudes are really trying to just talk to you for the longest. Like, how long is this conversation gonna be? How long we about to be talking? Like,
what are we talking about?
Literally.
The talking stage is vicious though, because you could be on FaceTime, y'all falling asleep on the phone doing all of this,
bro. Honestly,
it just gets too deep.
Literally, I say that'd be like the fun parts about talking to somebody.
Yeah,
is like, I feel like it's fun getting to know new people. So it's like the FaceTiming, staying up on the phone, even just like the excitement of like getting to know. Yeah, you know, like getting to know somebody. Like, so what you like to do?
But I want to get to know one new person. I'm not trying to meet multiple people.
Okay, so what do y'all think about this? Do y'all think in this talking stage you should only talk to one person, or is that the talking stage, or do y'all think the talking stage is where you're exploring and you can talk to different people? Like, do y'all think you have to be committed in the talking stage?
That's a good question.
I feel like in the beginning of the talking stage, y'all don't even know each other yet.
Yeah.
But then again, before we talk, we should be friends first.
Yeah.
So look,
should be the foundation though.
Yeah. So I started. Okay.
Let me
I feel like, okay, what I believe versus what I've done is completely different. So I feel like before I would talk to multiple people, and then it would, or not multiple, it's like as far as like a whole bunch, but say I'm talking to like 2 people.
Okay.
If one seems more serious, then I just will be like, okay, I'm done. Like with that other situation, like that's not going nowhere. Let me talk to this person. And then nothing ends up happening with that person. And so I feel like what a lot of girls do is we end up committing ourselves to a guy before he even is like trying to get into a relationship or trying to commit to you, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like even for like most guys' point of view, and y'all could speak on it, I feel like most guys feel like I'm gonna talk to multiple girls at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna talk to this girl, I'm gonna talk to this girl, I'm gonna talk to this girl. And
that's why they be trying to stay in the talking stage, because they know
literally
once they commit,
That's
they
it.
gotta
It's
jump on
over.
it, girl.
Literally.
Y'all
Yeah.
think y'all slick. Y'all are not slick.
literally.
What did you want to say?
Well, I mean, I definitely agree with that. Like the talking stage is really all about just testing out, like who you like. Just,
Yeah.
So what all are you
Just win.
testing out during the talking stage?
just weighing out your options, just trying to see, okay, do I like what this girl like? Do I like what this girl like? So it just,
Because some people, they could look good,
Correct.
but like their energy when you get around them, they're boring. Like they have nothing to offer.
Yeah, and I kind of agree. Like the talking stage is when you're exploring, but it's like, okay, we're not about to be talking for 5 years. Like we're
Yeah.
not doing that.
So what's the
But,
time limit
yeah.
for y'all?
Yeah. That's a good question.
I don't know.
Like I feel.
I'm gonna say this because it's up to y'all. Like we're gonna push it as long as we can push it.
I know,
But
yeah,
You just gotta
exactly.
know your worth. Like
Exactly.
if you want to stay in a relationship for that long, that's your choice.
Yeah.
You can either stay or leave.
Yeah, because that goes back to what Trey said. Like he said, I had to like put something on it because she wasn't going for that.
Yeah. I haven't been in a relationship in years recently. Because the thing for me, I look at it as I'm still trying to figure out how to be emotionally available. So for me, I'm looking at, I don't mean to put them out there, but I'm looking at like my cousin's relationship. I'm looking at this person's relationship.
Yeah.
I'm like, they not working,
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to be in that.
Okay,
like,
self-awareness.
yeah, so I'm trying to be careful. Yeah, I'm trying to be careful with what I'm doing. Like, I feel as though if you're not fully healed, then you shouldn't get in a relationship because you just creating a cycle. And a lot of times the cycles is a reflection of how your parents' relationship was.
True.
So
Ooh,
that's how
good.
I look at it, and that's why I'm like very cautious. I'm like, I'm still emotionally unavailable. Like I said, I text you when I sent you the thing of my brother. I'm like, when people be crying around me, I have that Dave energy. I just be sitting there like, what we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the emoji that I sent you, like we standing up. So I'm just sitting there like, what are we doing? Like, or somebody be like, start crying or tell me something, and I'll be like, okay, like what you want me to do? So I'm still trying to learn that. And yeah, I'm just self-aware of that. I'm conscious of that.
It took me a while to get to that point to realize that. So my issue was I really, really hated being alone. So it's like always needing to feel like I gotta have somebody on my phone, or like even I could just not like them, but just feeling like I need to have someone there, you know. And then it took a while for me to finally get to the point and realize, okay, you need to get comfortable being with yourself, being by yourself, and like heal first before trying to like be in a relationship. Like how I said, I was in a 3-year situationship with college. I was doing the most. I feel like he may watch this podcast, so we cool now. Look, me and him, we cool, but I'll say from my point of view, it was like, okay, we're talking, but I'm like doing all this stuff to try and get you to see me as your girlfriend. So it's like, oh, you need help with your bills? Okay. Oh, you need a place to stay because you can't stay at your apartment no more? Come stay with me. Oh, you don't have like a car, you need a ride? I got you, you know? So it's like all of that stuff. And just for like him to be like, oh, it's not really organic. Like, I want a relationship to happen organically. That's not really organic, yada, yada, yada. But which was crazy. Who you about to say?
No. Are you?
And then I was gonna say, so I went from a 3-year situationship to immediately getting in a 3.5 year long relationship with somebody else within 2 months. So it was just like, I get out of the situationship, 2 months go by, start talking to somebody else, start dating. We talked for October to December, then get in a relationship for 3.5 years. And so I feel like I just spent my whole like I said, like that started as soon as I got to Atlanta. I feel like I spent my whole just time out here.
Yeah.
Becoming an adult. Oh, actually, no, that wasn't a 3-year situationship. That was 2. I got my years wrong. 2-year situationship to a 3-year relationship. So I just feel like I spent my whole adulting years in something, you know?
Were y'all ever the only child?
Huh?
For example, this is what I mean. Me and my brothers are 10 years apart.
Oh, okay.
And so I had 10 years to be the only child, and it's all about me, or it's all about my stepbrother. So I'm saying, were you the only child?
I'm my dad's only child, but I guess I don't know.
You have people older than you or younger than you on your mom's side?
Older, but they're 8 and 10 years. No, 6 and 8 years older than me. So at a certain point, we weren't really it was just me by myself. By the time I got to high school, it was just me by myself, at my dad's.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You got any older siblings? And the reason I say that is because a lot of times, for me, I can be by myself. I can sit by myself. I'll go to the movies by myself, go out to eat by myself, and not be embarrassed. I don't feel a void to feel to be alone. So That's what
I was gonna say. I feel like it's the opposite for me. When I look back at talkationships or situationships I've been in, it's the opposite for me. I was afraid to commit. I liked being it just being me.
Yeah.
I was comfortable with just not being in a relationship.
Y'all actually just helped me realize something.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask y'all something.
And then I have something to say too.
Yeah, how do y'all feel about zodiac signs? Do y'all feel like zodiac signs relate to that? Because a lot of people be like, your zodiac sign relates to how
I was gonna turn it this way. I was gonna say that when you're in a relationship, right? A lot of times, especially girls, y'all be doing this the most.
Yeah.
A lot of times y'all feel oh, this is my person. Y'all don't see anything outside of each other. So now it's y'all spend the most time together. You start not spending so much time with your friends, your family. You start distancing away from them. And so a lot of times it just is that confusion. Zodiac signs can play a part. Correct. Do y'all even believe in zodiac signs? I mean,
I feel like I did for a while. It's not deeply. There's some people that's really deep into it. But it would just be oh, what's your sign? Oh, I'm a Leo. And then people would say stuff oh, you don't act like a Leo. But I'll say is okay. So this is a whole separate tangent. But I did want to say something else about the relationship thing. I'll say, so I'm not even gonna bring it all the way where I thought to bring it. I'm gonna keep it on relationships, even with the zodiac thing. I would say I start talking to somebody, and I would be let me look up their sign. And I would be
OD.
yeah. I would be let me see, look at their sign. Let me see if we will be compatible. But
oh my gosh, I used to have a whole chart.
Yes.
Make sure anybody. Let me check my chart. Make sure.
What did y'all believe was the worst zodiac sign?
I didn't get that deep.
Oh my God, yeah. I think I did believe Scorpios.
But me and Scorpios, we always clash. I like them, but sometimes you get on my nerves and I'm gonna have to we start bashing heads. So that's why I feel zodiac signs, in a sense, it can kind of play a part, but you can't group someone's character as a whole.
And I'll say it's the thing that I guess puts me on not even on the fence, but it's more so I be seeing people that really do line up with all of these character traits that it says a sign has. But then I think about people like me who really don't have a lot in common. When people say oh, your sign is this, so that means you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this. But it's well, I'm really not a lot of that, you know? And so I feel I do see the similarities in some people, but sometimes people don't act nothing like what they say. Exactly. So it's how real is it, you know?
I feel people idolize it. Your whole life is Zodiac sign.
You automatically off rip,
Right.
you having a conversation with somebody, you like, what's your
What's
zodiac,
your zodiac
sign?
sign?
If they say
Yeah.
a Leo, because Leos, my little brother is a Leo, and I feel as though Leos, they sometimes, they got to make it about them.
Okay, I will say, okay, so yeah, like I would say, like I said, I would be like, I'm a Leo, da da da.
Yeah.
And I'll say, as far as like things I saw that
Wait, you're a
lined
Leo?
up.
Oh, sad. That's crazy.
Well, like, I'm born in August, yeah.
Leo's like,
So I'll say the thing, how it's like, I feel like none of that stuff really aligned with me, like who I was. I'll say the one thing I did see is how it's like, liking attention.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like ever since I was, and they'll say like, oh, Leos can be bossy. I know I could do that too.
Yeah.
Or they'll always, somebody said they'll be like, they're always like, can you do this for me? Can you go get this? Can you do this? Like, you're capable of doing it, but it's just like, just can, like, always say like, can you do this? Can you do that? Da, 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 da. But the whole attention thing, ever since I was little, I just always like being like having a lead role in something. Like, oh, I'm on a dance team. I remember I had just made the dance team. I couldn't barely do any of the stuff the other girls could do, but the coach put me right in the front. Like, I was so happy because it's like, yeah, give me my spot. Or even like on step team, I just like being like in the front. And so that was the only stuff I ever saw that aligned. But all the other traits, I just felt like that's not me. So it's just like, how real can this really be?
Yeah.
So that's what made me feel like, you know,
My field of zodiac signs, it all play a part. Like Summer Walker, De'Ara, who else is Aries? Big Sean, like all those people. I see little characteristics in them. I be like, yo, you my twin. So it's like sometimes I agree with it, but when you like are deeply rooted in it,
when they be like the sun and the moon and
like,
so
are you
like,
a rising
I don't
sun and
know.
all of that?
It's kind of weird. Like, so it's weird because when I was into it, I could see like everything. Like, even when they would say, oh, the what's the retrograde,
oh yeah,
the thing, whatever, when the moon something, I forgot. But then I would be like, okay, everybody's acting weird, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, now, like, ever since I gave my life to God, it's like, okay, yeah, zodiac signs, when you're in it, it's like relatable, but then it's like, where is it stemming from? So I'm like, I just ended up dropping it. But I also want to go back to the relationship topic.
Okay, last thing. And then I do still have something to say about the relationship topic. Have y'all heard of, it says it's like a lost book of the Bible? And it's like, it's basically the book of something with an E. And it was like, I don't know how real, or like not real, how true it is, but it had made me curious. It was like there was a book of the Bible or whatever that got taken out, and it was like it talks about that stuff. Basically, like, yeah, like the zodiac, the stars, all of that stuff. But I don't know how true any of that is. I've never read the book, but I was just like, that made me think like, is that true? Like, or why would they take a book out of the Bible? Or I don't know, but yeah,
anybody could say, oh, this page came out of the Bible, or and just write it,
True.
Yeah.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy Travion from the Growing Painz Podcast. Hear me out. If you would like to promote your dope products in our episodes that will last forever, I'm going to need you to go ahead and email us to receive our sponsorship package deals. Now, let's get back to the episode.
Y'all got anything else?
Yes, the relationship thing.
Okay, yeah.
So, something that I just realized, that kind of clicked while y'all were talking when y'all saying how y'all enjoy being by yourselves. I was always encouraged to be around people. My dad is one of the most friendliest people. As far as with strangers, he meets people, super friendly, always like, that's just his personality. Like, he's super playful and always making jokes. So it's like anywhere we go to a different state, a different city, a different country or something, it's always like, oh, this is my friend. Oh, you speak another language? I'm going to act like I know what you're saying and we're going to be the best of friends. Like, he always did stuff like that. Or we meet some random people and he'll be like, Jada, go play with their kids. Growing up on my street, he was super close with our neighbors. All the daughters, I was the oldest on the street by like a few years. All the daughters on the street were like supposed to be like my little sisters. And so my dad always was like, okay, have all the girls come over, like have all the neighborhood kids come over. It was always this thing about like just being around people, or even he would buy me things so I could have more stuff for people to do when they come over. Oh, let me get you this super huge trampoline. So all your friends or all the people on the street.
You're used to being around.
Exactly.
I
literally always, like even when I was really small, my mom had a cheerleading team. Always around like girls, always around people, just since I was small. So that's something that just clicked while y'all were talking. Even though like at some point I did feel like I grew up as an only child, but I wasn't around my siblings. I was always like around people. And then when I did get to high school, I wasn't necessarily talking to any other like the younger girls on the street anymore. But now it's a habit of always having people around. So I had multiple friend groups. Like I thought everyone was my best friend. I had so many friend groups like, oh, I'm had these people over. I'm had this group over. I'm had this group over. Oh, we about to go to a trip to Galveston. That was like an island. That was like an hour away from Houston. Oh, we about to go on a trip to Galveston. Like it was just always have people around. I don't think and I was always on teams. Like my parents made it a requirement to do stuff, like be active, be on teams. So I just don't actually ever remember being alone. And it's just clicked. Like a bunch of stuff just clicked just now.
Yeah, same
like
for me.
So what were you about to say? Or?
See, for me, it was different because with my family, my mom was a single parent. Of course, she met my stepdad at 2 when I was 2 years old, and with my stepbrother, I forget his age. He was 2 years younger than me, so he was either was 1 or
not you forgetting
months.
his age.
Yeah, I try to remember it. But yeah, so we were both like young, but of course you're not gonna bring another man around as soon as you meet him. And I'm only 2 years old, so I didn't really get to start seeing him more and more until I started growing up, really around like 5 or 6, probably I would say. And so for me, like you said, when we were just talking, I was like, oh, my aunt, not that aunt, but this aunt. And you're like, you got a lot of aunts. Like I do have like a lot of aunts and stuff. And it's not too really like men in the family. So the men that I was around, as I told y'all before, my mom, she lived, like we moved in with my granddad and she took care of everything. Yeah. So I was always around him when we were watching. When she take me places, it's only adults there. Yeah. So for me, it felt like I had to like grow up faster because there's no kids around. So I'm just in the conversations. I'm not talking, but I'm listening to the conversations that they're having. Yeah. And my grandfather, he would talk to me like I'm his friend. Like he telling me how his day going. He telling me about how he was back in the day and all of that stuff. So even around my grandmother, like my cousin, my first cousin, he's older, so he was always outside. So when I would go to my grandmom's house, him and my aunt, they're always, then gets confusing the aunts, but it's like which aunt?
My mom's youngest sister.
Yeah, my mom's youngest sister. That aunt, her and my cousin, they will always be out, and so I would either end up. And my grandpa, he always went to work, so I was either with my grandmom or my aunt, which is my cousin's mom, and so it was just like I'm always around adults, so I'm not really around kids. And adults, they don't want to always play, so I'm having to find time to like play by myself. I have to find a way to entertain myself, basically. Yeah. So it's like I almost didn't feel the need to fill a void growing up, or even through times in 2022 and through 2019 through 2022 when I was like going through depression and stuff. It wasn't hard for me to be alone, or I wanted to like do something to myself because I'm used to it. Like it's like it's almost like this is just my natural state. You feel me?
That's
so
crazy.
That's how I look at it.
That's the same for me. In like in a way.
Yeah.
My family is small, so really it's like me, my aunt, my grandma, and now my brother, but he's younger than me. And my dad, right? So really it was just us.
Yeah.
So it's a small family.
Yeah.
So I'm not, and I had kids in my neighborhood and stuff like that, but I'm really used to being around older people like you. Right. And I remember this one time I was at this birthday party, and this is when I was like in elementary school or something like that. And I remember we were all at the table, and I was like, so what y'all think about Trump? And like, what do you know? Like, how do you know about politics? And the kids are just like, we don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, okay.
They trying to play with toys. You talking about Trump.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
So I remember having that experience. So I agree with that. Yeah. But then it's like on the flip side, I grew up with eczema, right? So I'm used to, I'm used to reserving myself because of my insecurities.
Yeah.
So it's like growing up, everybody would be outside, but I'm in the house playing Minecraft. I'm in the house editing videos. I'm in the house playing with my Barbies. I'm in the house by myself watching TV, watching YouTube, watching vlogs.
You just explained it more.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I grew up really restricting or like limiting my social skills. So I'm used to being in my room by myself and me and my grandma. You know what I'm saying? Me and my dad, me and my aunt.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like growing up, it's like now it's like I have to exercise, actually talking to people.
Now, you can't go to a networking event and sit by yourself.
Exactly.
You're at the networking event to talk to people. And even how you just said, even how you...
And
so I'm going to say something like, I'm an extroverted, introverted person. That makes sense? So, like, I'm social, but I also like to be myself.
Yeah.
It's time to be myself. Like, sometimes I don't like bothering with people, dealing with people, but if I gotta be social,
I feel that. I feel like that's what I became. It's so much is clicking for me right now, y'all. Like literally, so much is clicking for me because it's so the first part is like it's the realization that the reason that I feel like I've always had to just have somebody around, like, or have somebody I could get on FaceTime with or whatever, is because I'm not used to being by myself, because that is literally how I grew up. It's just always having friends or people around, which is just like so crazy to me. But also the other part is, I remember part of the reason that I was depressed at one point was because I realized that the friends that I had, it wasn't that I needed to cut them off, but I needed to distance myself from them a little bit because they weren't on the same places. They weren't trying to go where I was trying to go. So it's like, okay, we're still friends, but I kind of got to distance myself. But that was my first time, I feel like, choosing to be alone. And I remember feeling so like sad and like grieving the friendships that I had, like crying and just being so sad because it's like, I don't want to be alone, but I also knew that I needed to distance myself from like the people that I was always around, because I knew like that's not where I'm at anymore. And so it's just like so much stuff is clicking right now. So it's like, even I've been trying to figure out lately, like when it comes to dating, why do I struggle being by myself? So it's like I'm really just clicking all this stuff together like right now as we're talking.
And then that's really good, because remember, I'm pretty sure you said it in the episode, but you're like, you had said before that you feel like God is telling you to be by yourself. Yes.
God has been telling me that, to be by myself. And even then it's been hard. Like even when I'm by myself, I realized recently another thing that I do is after a few hours, I have to get on FaceTime with somebody. Like being by myself, just like after a certain amount of time, it's like I feel like I have to talk to somebody or something. Because it's like, I don't know what it is.
Like, even like somebody,
bro, the first night after you had left the Airbnb, I literally kept waking up so many times throughout the night, which was so weird to me, because I was like, it wasn't like we was just talking the whole time that you were there. But the fact that there wasn't a person anymore, it was like I was paranoid or something. Just like weird that I'm like by myself.
Because you're used to being around people.
Exactly.
But that was really good when you were talking about like your friends. When you realized you had to distance yourself. For me, when I realized I had to distance myself from people I grew up with, I was sad the first day, but the next day I was over it. The day of, I was sad. But then the next day I'm like, okay, life moves on. So I'm used to being by myself, right? So I can't detach easily.
Right. For me, it was very different from the both of y'all. When I started to distance myself from my friends, it literally didn't bother me at all. I mean, only the two friends where I was really close with them, it bothered me a little bit, but I'm just so, as I mentioned, I don't deal with my emotions a lot. So it was, I thought about it, but I didn't ponder in it. I didn't just sit in it and let it affect me. And so I just moved forward and kept moving forward. Even some of my friends now, like the whole distancing yourself thing, I went through that when everybody is going to college and I'm the one that's doing entrepreneurship, and people are like, how are you gonna do entrepreneurship? You should be going to college. And I already started my business. While we were in the pandemic, I'm literally on the Zoom calls and working on Royalty Made It at the same time. Yeah, they talking. I'm like sitting here on the side, focus on the laptop over here. So I had 2 laptops and I'm focused. The school laptop is over here. I got it turned down and I'm listening to a tutorial on how to edit. So, and even I like how you went into detail of when you have a small family. And so the way I was entertaining myself is doing the editing. We both edit and stuff. And I was doing the editing, watching documentaries, watching YouTube videos, music videos. And that's how where I'm at now. I liked the entertainment world. I like seeing stuff. In elementary, I started a YouTube channel. I never did anything on it, but it was just fake. And then 2018 is when I officially started a YouTube channel, and it just worked in my favor. And I noticed when I was on camera, I have the energy and I'm all hype and stuff. When I go to school and people are like, "Oh, do what you did on the YouTube video." Yeah, turn up. And I'm like, no.
Hey y'all, what's up? I know you're enjoying the episode, but real quick, we wanted to take a second to talk to y'all.
Hey, pull out your phones right now and text the word GP Crew to the number down below. Let's get it.
Go do that right now. You're going to get updates about new drops, events, and so much more.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let me get back behind the camera. Let's get it.
I'm like, no, I'm not doing that, because I was only able to express like that, have all that energy when I'm by myself. Even it was to the point where I even still struggle with this now. Them outside while we're shooting, I'm able to talk loud and stuff. But when I was doing YouTube videos, a lot of times I would film those videos at nighttime when everybody's asleep, or when my mom is not there, when my brother is not there, and all that stuff. So I'm doing it when they're not here, so they won't hear me yelling. They won't hear me getting loud and stuff. So they leave out. I'm like, how long y'all gonna be gone? All right, cool. I'm about to do a 10 to 30 minute video. And then when y'all come back, now I'm just sitting here chilling. So that was my experience. And I'm breaking out of that now.
I feel that. So I had another question about talking.
Yeah.
Wait, what's up, y'all? Like, we back?
Hold on.
Not 30 minutes in.
No, for real.
Yeah, you go, Yanni.
We back. I'm just going to say, we back. Thanks for tuning in. What's up? How you doing?
No,
How you doing? How you doing, the great grandson?
How you subscribe? But what were we going
y'all
to say,
funny.
We 30 minutes in.
Hold on. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Right.
Hold on. What Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tune in. Yeah,
Period.
That's it.
But I was going to say, what do y'all feel like boundaries should be when you're talking to somebody?
Oh, like in a relationship?
Well, no, because talking is in a relationship. But as far as like even how far things can go in the talking stage, and how far have y'all like let things go in the talking stage? Zale, you got something to say? You hit a strong.
Go around.
Wait,
go
around, okay, I feel like you're asking 2 questions.
Yeah.
So are you asking?
So like, what are your boundaries? Yeah, when you're talking to somebody, as far as like what's allowed to happen, like. So much can happen in the talking stage to where eventually it's like we're basically in a relationship. Like we just not putting a
That's
title
why you
on
don't
it.
let it get there though.
Yeah. So
Right, okay.
and then basically how far have y'all gone in the talking stage to where it's dang near like this is a relationship. So yeah.
Who going first?
Who going first?
The vet going last.
Well, I'll go. So man.
I said this. I haven't, bro.
Not the man.
It's the man. As a young adult, now I would want to be. Now I would want to be fully. I would want to ask questions. Before I wasn't thinking about all that stuff. Oh, how long we gonna be in the talking stage? What are we doing? Are we getting married? All that. I wasn't thinking about none of that.
Yeah.
Right.
So. Yeah, now I would ask, what are we doing? How long are we doing this for?
Correct.
All of that stuff. But really, in a sense, the guy kind of has the control of that, because no woman is gonna be like, "Oh, marry me,"
That's true.
or like put a title on us.
Yeah.
Like no girl's gonna like do that.
That's
unless
true.
you're.
Unless they have that boundary and the man is trying to do something,
Yeah,
and
that
the
too.
girl's like, "No, you haven't made me a girl yet, or you haven't made me a wife yet."
Yeah.
But to answer your question, some boundaries, I feel like for me and my beliefs, I feel like in a talking stage, there shouldn't be no physical intercourse. I feel like you shouldn't move in with each other too early.
Right.
I feel like I feel like like there's an extent you can go, like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna cook for you and stuff like that, but every night, baby, you did not make me your girl.
Yeah.
Your wife. I need a ring on it. You want me to cook you dinner every night? You want me to do your laundry? You want me to?
And y'all moving it. And you want to move it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You might as well. So that's what I feel like.
I feel that.
But why can't you show your skills in the talking stage? Why can't you?
That's what I'm saying. It's an extent. So it's like, okay, you're coming over and we're gonna have like a dinner day at the crib. Okay, cool. But not every morning he waking up, babe, what's for dinner?
Yeah.
Sir, where's my ring?
Yeah.
What if y'all
I
not
feel
ready
that.
for a marriage though?
Huh?
What if y'all not ready for a marriage though?
Then I feel like, well, it's easy to say if you're not ready for a marriage, then you shouldn't like basically be doing marriage stuff.
So,
Or
What if both of y'all families are, you know, they don't really like each other, and y'all got to get that solved before you could get married. Y'all love each other, but the family, they don't
But
mix together.
There's a lot of people out here who are married, you know, and their parents don't like each other. You know,
But I'm talking about the family in general, not even just the
Like, and they want to wait.
Yeah.
And you're like, they want to move on. Well, I mean, if that's the case, you shouldn't be waiting on other people's opinion. But I
Not
see what
for
you're
sure.
saying, though.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Or even if it's just the parents, like how Zell said, like even if it's just the parents, but you want, or even if it's one parent, they cool with the spouse that you're with, but then the other parent, they hate your child. Like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And now one parent, they're cool with your spouse, but then that spouse's parents, they don't really like you, and they don't give you grace. They don't accept you.
Y'all,
Did everybody answer the question?
But I remember I was in high school, and I think I was like a senior in high school. I was talking to this dude, and I remember I was at his house, but we were just laying down watching TV. And that's all it was. Cuddling, laying down watching TV. His mom left. But then she came home. She didn't know I was there. She bust through that door. She said, "You a hoe." And she's talking to me. And I said, "Oh, I ain't never been called that my whole life." Like, I'm just thinking, we're just laying down. She said, then she starts yelling at me. And she's yelling at him. So first she's yelling at him. And then she takes a second to yell at me. She said, "Call your mom right now. I'm about to tell her that you're here laying up with my son." And so while she's saying that, she goes back yelling at him. I hurried up so fast. I changed my sister's name to Mom. And so that way it would call my sister instead of my actual mom. And it's like, even though I was a senior, it's still like, I'm not supposed to be like just laying with no dude.
Yeah.
But
She's like, what's going on now?
no, for real, bro. I was just like, what the heck? That was a crazy situation.
Crazy.
And then at the same time, I was thinking, you're not even my mom. Why do I have to give you my phone to call my mom? But
That's what I was thinking, like, girl, you don't get my business.
Yeah, like, it was
I feel like y'all
so,
would do that. Not your business.
bro, it was so freaking crazy. I was just like, what the heck?
Yeah,
This is
that's
so
But
weird.
it's kind of different because he's in his mom's house. It would be different.
True, we was in high school.
Yeah,
so
it's like a respect thing.
yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's true. It's a respect thing
Yeah.
because I hadn't met her or nothing yet.
Yeah,
but we
so
was really just
that's
on
what
some
I'm saying.
chill
You
stuff.
said her laying at my house.
So from
Exactly.
her point of view, it's like, you over here.
But it's like,
laying-
dang, you had to call me a hoe for laying down. Like, me
Yeah,
and
that
your
was
son
wild.
ain't
But she
even
probably
did
think
nothing.
y'all did
True,
something.
because I think her son was out there in these streets messing with people.
Freak
but it's
me.
like, he's not doing that with me. So, but bro.
Probably went home. Dang, everybody.
No, like for real, literally, that was my car ride home. Like I was thinking, I ain't never been caught that my whole life. Like, no, for
I
real.
got a question for y'all. We're gonna go around.
Wait, and I still want to say something about my boundaries and stuff. But
Go ahead.
okay.
Finish that.
So I'll say, with the house, like I was in that 3-year situationship, I feel like we dang near did everything that was in a marriage and we was just talking. And so I feel like I try to remember that to like avoid that being a repeat, because it's like, why are we having sex? I'm cooking for you. I'm letting you use my car. I'm taking you to work. I'm freaking helping you pay your bills. I'm letting you stay with me. I'm doing all this stuff. Freaking, I did meet some of his family. Why am I doing all of this? And I'm not even your girlfriend. Like, that's really wild. Yeah. But it was like, I don't know why I think I had this idea in my head. I always felt like, oh my gosh, I want a power couple type of relationship, like entrepreneur type of thing. So he was an entrepreneur, and I was like, oh my God, we'll be so cute together. Da 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 da. He just need to make me his girlfriend. Like, doesn't he see I'm freaking great? But it's just like, why are you trying to get someone to see that you're great for freaking 2 going on 3 years? Yeah. If they don't see it, then they don't see it. You know.
I just want to clear it up. Like, I'm not saying something's wrong with helping your man out. There's nothing wrong with
there has to be a boundary, though.
There's an extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, definitely. And I feel like I'm still working on this, but I know I told myself, like, moving forward, I really just want to work on how much access I give people to me, because I'm so open and trusting. And
see, I'm different.
Yeah, and
like, you gotta work to get around me.
Yeah, so it's like, even especially in the past, like, being okay. So I used to have this thing where it would be like, I wouldn't have sex with a person, but I still like allow them to have access to my body type stuff. And I had told myself, like, moving forward, that's not what I want to do. But it's like, I don't know. It's like a habit type of thing, you know? Yeah. Because I feel like when it comes to guys, when you give access, allow someone to have access to you, whether that's a kiss or whatever, I feel like when you allow people to have access to you too soon, then I also feel like it changes how they view you.
You start to get
and
lazy.
It changes like how...
You already got what you wanted.
Exactly. And I feel like it also changes just like where the relationship is gonna go, because it's like you're already getting access to something that you really should have like been waiting for, you know?
I feel like they think, well, if I can do this now, then I wonder if she's gonna let, and then they just keep trying new things.
Exactly.
And they think, well, if we do this, then they're supposed to let me do this. Like, they think they're entitled.
Exactly. Like, even like how I said, like the whole situationship, I'm thinking, oh, I'm trying all these different things like with him or whatever. Like, I'm thinking like this, I'm basically, me doing stuff with you is going to show you how I would be a great girlfriend. But it's like, you're basically getting all this access to me without...
And then they probably think, well, what's the point of marriage if I have everything right now? So it's like, what's the point? Like, there's no exclusivity in the marriage.
Exactly.
And that's probably why a lot of men feel like we don't need to get married. What's the point of marriage?
That's why with even everything now in the generation that we live in, dang, I feel like I'm gonna get bashed.
No, I'm gonna help you.
Okay,
I'm gonna help you.
But
I thought you was gonna say you forgot what you was gonna say.
No, I was gonna say everything with girls, how they post their body, they wearing like Kai, your wife.
Yeah.
When me and Reese were talking, we asked you, what is it about her, and you were like, she don't have to show everything. She don't give away everything. Right. If you see everything on social media, what do I need? Exactly. What do I look like marrying you?
I agree.
And then it's the same thing with giving yourself up in person. Yeah. So it's like, if you don't leave some type of mystery, then it's nothing to show for. You already seen everything. Even with social media now, you can see a girl boobs out on the thing. It's like, I already saw your body. I don't even gotta
exactly imagine it. What that just made me think about is how I feel like men naturally are workers. They work for things. So if you basically giving a guy the reward without having to work for that thing, then it's just like no exactly. Like, I feel like guys honestly are, and I feel like guys do be having different opinions about this, but I feel like guys are supposed to chase the girl. Like guys are supposed to work for it. Like
make
exactly
me, like, want you, like don't just give in right away.
Exactly.
Yeah, like make me work for it. And so, dang, I did just forget what I was gonna say.
No, but I agree though, like especially with the posting on social media, because I feel like that's like how you're presenting.
It was a tight lip.
But look, I can agree because so like when I go on the gram, I automatically am going to judge you by how you look, how you dress. Yeah, just automatically going to assume like this person. So like with my wife, she's only accessible to me. You know what I'm saying? Not very.
She not posting all her stuff on social media.
I'm cool with her having sex appeal, being herself.
Yeah, you can, but just you don't gotta show every little thing.
Yeah,
like for free.
For free.
Like if you're gonna do it, that's what I was about to say. If you're gonna do it, at least do OnlyFans or something. I mean,
you trying to do OnlyFans with your girl?
Character. No, I'm not trying to do that. We're not doing that.
OnlyFans straight?
No. But listen.
If you're gonna do this, you need to be like this girl here that I subscribe to.
If you're gonna put it all out there for free and thousands of people, and then your page public, you don't even let them hit a follow and you decide if you want to accept them. It's you just putting it out there.
I feel like the way you're posting on social media.
It's a.
I feel like the way you're posting on social media is like that's how you're presenting yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So now it's like when men are like disrespecting you.
Now you mad, but it's like, what do you present?
Yeah.
What is the first impression that somebody see when they go on your page?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No. What be killing me? They be like, it's hard for me to find a man. Have you seen your page?
Wait, you said what?
They be like, it's hard for me to find a man. I'll always get angst.
Yeah.
It's because of how you present yourself. Like,
yes, no, for real. I just thought what I was about to say, but
you say you forgot?
Yes, I forgot.
Try rejog.
Yeah. Every time somebody else talks, then it reminds us.
Yes,
you said.
Oh yeah. So talking, I was gonna say something about. Okay, so do y'all feel like guys are basically prejudging or whatever beforehand? If this is a girl that I'ma just talk to, or if this is a girl I'ma actually try and be in a relationship with based off of her social media. And should we be the same way with guys though? Like, and that's another question. Should we be the same way with guys? Like, as far as like looking at their social media and being like, okay, well, look at how he come off. Like,
that's natural.
Is this somebody I would not even take serious?
But we automatically,
definitely,
we automatically come up with opinions in our mind when we first see somebody.
Definitely.
I feel like it's more opinions against women though.
Wait,
think so?
So I feel like, so if we're talking about looking at Instagrams and basing it off of what I talk to this person based off of their Instagram, I feel like for girls, it's so much more pressure on what their Instagram looks like versus like what a guy, like what his Instagram looks like. I feel like he dang near could have almost anything going. Like it doesn't matter if a guy is. Well, I feel like for most people, it don't matter if a guy is naked as far as like, he's showing off his body and stuff like that. It's like, he's fit. That's how it's looked at. Like,
or I feel like for girls, guys judge girls based on how they look. But girls judge guys based on how much money they have.
Or how they
True.
And how much jewelry they got on their page, how many cars and
true.
Like that. I feel like
I get what you're saying. So that's like basically how they are looked at, or how guys are judged when it comes to like, is this somebody I could talk to? But even how he said, so you can know if a girl is like wifey material based off of how she carries herself in that way. So people still don't look at guys who do have the cars and the clothes and the jewelry and stuff on his page. They're not looking at him as, that's just someone I could talk to. They're still thinking, he has all this stuff, I'll talk to him and I'll marry him. But what is it about like a guy's page that'll make a girl say he's not husband material? I guess probably if it's a bunch of females on there.
Yeah.
But
their looks, I guess.
Yeah, so I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's like more weight on looking at a girl's Instagram and saying, I would not even take it that far with her.
Definitely.
Opposed to like looking at a guy's Instagram, I feel like it's not the same type of weight or pressure on guys.
Yeah. I was thinking of my next thing because I kind of want to like wrap it up, but what if, we talking about what people may be looking in on social media and all of that. If you had to build a man or build a woman,
molding.
I mean, you can't really answer, but
I got you. I'm hopping.
You can build up, Kai.
You can answer. Okay. If you had to, I guess you can answer as long as you don't get in trouble by your wife. I ain't do it. I ain't do it. So if you had to build a man, what was your ideal things, characteristics, possibly looks, as far as how do they keep up with themselves? Do they clean their nails? Do they get haircuts and all of that stuff? So what would y'all be?
You want to start?
Yeah, so I would say the first thing is he God-fearing? That's the foundation, because if you don't know God, you can't get to know me. Because it's like, you get to know my earthly father, well, you got to know my heavenly father. My heavenly father got to approve you too, baby.
Yeah.
So I would say that's the foundation.
Wait, so add on to that then, real quick. Okay. So how do you feel about, and I've been in this position before, as far as like trying to help a guy get to know God. It's like,
you can't, look, I'm going to tell you, you cannot force. You can't force that. Like,
say they're interested, but say you're more spiritually mature than a guy. If he barely knows God.
But you can't come to him trying to make that offer. He has to.
Well, no, I'm saying say he's interested, but he's still like.
Then I would say let time tell and don't get into anything serious until it gets there. Yeah.
Because
the Bible says we should be equally yoked.
Correct.
Okay, but yeah, that's a good point because I feel like. Even with that, I feel like it's better when it's the opposite way around. Like so if the man is more like spiritually ahead, he's like looked at as someone that's supposed to help the woman get closer to God. But then it's like a woman doing the same thing back. It's like, because I do feel like sometimes too, like, I do feel like a man should be more spiritually ahead, like you should be, because I feel like he should be able to lead. But I also hear people say, well, a man won't be able to lead in every single area. So I feel like
as long as first of all, I want to say I've seen a type of relationship where the woman helped the man get to know God and they end up getting married and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I feel like it's a standard. Like, as long as he's, like, reading the Bible and he knows him for himself a little bit, he may not be worshiping every night like you, or he may not be at the extent as you, but as long as he at least has that relationship himself, then that's cool, you know?
The more you're around a person, you're going to start
Exactly.
But what you said about being equally yoked, do you think you necessarily truly have to be equally yoked? Because I feel as though opposites can attract. And
well, I feel like that's different.
Yeah.
I feel like being equally yoked is your morals and standards.
I was just about to say that your values and beliefs.
Being different, like, okay, you don't like the same food I like. I don't really have anything.
I think you should be equally yoked on your values and belief. Something I like to say a lot is I feel like y'all should value like growth the same. Like even your spiritual beliefs, those should be the same. Like I feel like your mindset should be similar too. As far as like. I feel like both of y'all should be strong enough mentally to where if one person falls, like as far as like they get in a low place, you're in a good enough headspace to be able to pick them up, like, you know, help them get back on track. So stuff like that, I feel like is super important.
So what was the rest of your?
Okay,
so because I need to wrap it up. I know. So God-fearing, attractive. Like, I'm sorry. You gotta be.
What is attractive though?
Yeah, what is
but that's based off of perspective. Okay,
yeah, but that's what I'm asking to her. What is attractive?
What I think, like, I don't necessarily be like, oh, it has to be dark skin.
Oh, about to say.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, no,
I love me a good dark skin.
And see, for me, and I know most Black women may not have the same opinion as me, but I don't mind like dating outside of my race. Like like some white men are attracted to. I'm attracted to some white men.
There are some attractive white men.
So it's like
it's some Asian too.
But see, the thing is, when I look, it's weird because I say I don't really have a preference, but when I look at my track record, they all kind of look.
That's crazy though, because how you just said, "Oh, I want a dark skin." If I say that, or if a guy says that, they're gonna get bashed. If they date a white woman and you're Black.
Do you want a white woman, Trey?
No, I don't. Okay, my bad. Let me not say it like that. My bad.
I'm sorry to any white women that watch this show. You're beautiful.
I'm sorry.
You're beautiful.
But I think white women are beautiful, but I think everyone is beautiful. Oh my God, I'm not getting any better. Hey, cut this out. Cut the cameras. Yo, but
hey, flip it up.
Yo, I feel as though let's wrap it up. I feel as though everybody had like you said the track record. Like you said the track record. My track record is a little consistent. Like black, and a lot of my friends would say, or my mom be like, "Oh, you like light skinned women? You like Spanish girls?" Like, and I'm like, "No, I don't."
So you gonna go for the black and the Spanish, but not the white?
No, don't do it like that.
That's the end of this podcast. Thank you for tuning to Growing Painz. Make sure y'all listen to the audio. You know, you feel me? Listen to Apple Pod, Spotify.
Wait, y'all didn't say y'all tired.
Yeah. Come on. Let's have it.
What's the talk?
Okay, so you said black, Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, can I finish?
Yeah.
Okay. So, fine. God-fearing, funny, because I don't want no dry relationship.
Yeah,
like,
don't be.
I want to be laughing. I like to laugh, you know? Like, I'm telling a joke and you just sitting there, like.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'm not funny, but, like, you need to be laughing. So, funny, fine, God-fearing, a gentleman, like, you know, open the door. Now, I understand some men weren't raised or taught how to court a woman, and I understand that. But I'm like to a certain extent, like you know, you walk in the door, you just close the door behind you, like okay, I
exactly,
So that I like that, I would prefer that, but that's not like a, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go, cause I can keep going.
Go ahead.
For me, I've always ended up dating shorter people, but
that's a win.
I've always ended up dating guys that are literally like 2 to 3 inches taller than me. But deep in my soul, I've always wanted to date a tall guy. But I've talked to tall guys. I just never actually dated a tall guy before.
Yeah.
So tall, cause I want tall kids.
That's crazy.
I do. Typically, my track record is like dark skins, dark brown. Funny, a guy that knows how to dance because I love to dance. Okay. So I want, like, I look at this. I want to
be dancing. I'll be like, where's Jada?
And so I want like somebody that could be my dance partner. Like, you gonna come with me to this event, or we gonna go out, or whatever we do. Like, we on an island.
But is that a deal breaker?
It's not a deal breaker, but it's like really like
you can teach him.
Maybe I could teach him a little 1-2 step.
Side to side.
But I want someone I could have like fun with for sure.
Yeah.
I'm super goofy, so that's like I want us to be able to laugh together, joke together. And I feel like everybody's weird for real. Like when you're by yourself, I feel like everyone's weird. So I want us to be like weird together, like just enjoy it.
Like he's not
exactly, exactly.
I want to burst out singing, and you don't got a problem.
Exactly.
Like for real, exactly. Also, so I want to be able to have like goofy and funny conversations, but also be able to have like intellectual conversations as well.
For sure.
You know, but I really dislike talking to guys who are always so serious. Like, why you gotta be deep all the time? Like, come on, like lighten up.
Like,
exactly.
Right, calm down.
Exactly.
I was about to say somebody, but I don't
literally. And so stuff like that, but also someone that's really big on pursuing their purpose. I feel like, and who cares about going to God to figure out what their purpose is.
That's also the foundation. If you can't lead your own life, you can't lead a relationship.
Exactly. And I love being able to like learn from a guy that I'm dating. Like, teach me something, you know? Like, I don't want to know everything. Like, I want you to be able to teach me stuff, you know? And so things like that, being a good leader, so, and basically, like, I like the feeling of knowing, like, I'm taken care of, you know? So,
like safe.
Exactly. Like, all right, I make all these decisions in my business on a regular. I want to know that I could just, like, relax. And like, I'm taken care of, you know?
He's putting in the day. He's taking initiative.
Exactly. Like, if I, like, not if I need something, he got me, but more so, like, just knowing like he's there for me type stuff.
So you
can call on him.
Exactly. So,
and I want to add clean.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. Literally, and someone who doesn't expect you to. Well, I feel like there should be shared responsibility in a relationship as far as we could both cook, we could both clean. So I think stuff like that, like knowing just how to do basic things, like adult things for yourself, is like important.
That's good. That's good, because I'm saying that because a lot of guys feel as though, oh, I don't got to clean. That's what my girl's supposed to do. That's what my wife's supposed to do. So like I know somebody who will be like, a guest will be over and somebody will be washing the dishes for themselves. The guest will, and they'll be like, oh, don't worry about it. She'll do it. And it's like, no. Either you do it or let them do it. It shouldn't always rely on her.
Literally.
So yeah, for me, my ideal person would be someone who's kind and respectful. I don't want you being like rude to people outside of us. I mean,
same.
Yeah, like I want you to be respectful. You definitely got to be into music. Like you can't be an uncultured swine. Like, come on now.
I like vibing over music too.
Yeah, like you need to know like old school music, new school, all of that. You can't just be one dimensional. I don't want to listen to Lil Durk all day. And
bro.
You playing trap music 24/7. Like relax.
I feel that.
Yeah, I definitely want that. I like what you said as somebody who's self-sufficient. I mean, but the woman is 9 times out of 10 gonna be self-sufficient. So that, and then just her being able to look past what I don't see. So being like the person, the nurturer, like she makes the decisions as far as if I'm like the one that's coming with an idea, because I also think strategically before I move, but sometimes I'll get excited and want to jump into something. I want somebody who's gonna be there like, well, you didn't think about this. So the person who looks over everything, they got to be good to my children. So I'm thinking.
See, you already talking marriage. Well, I guess we listed stuff that's marriage quality. So
I mean, you can't know if a man knows how to take care of a child until you have children.
I mean, unless you see them around kids and you see how
that's true.
That's a good point.
I don't want
and that matters. Like how a man acts around his family. And stuff, that matters.
Like for me personally, a lot of my family, they'll say like when I was at the bowling alley with my family, and all the kids, they were playing with the bowling, and I started helping them, and then all of them, they were like, if I need a babysitter, I will let you watch them, because I feel as kids, they're just innocent, kids, so you should just protect them. And so if you can't do that, then that's kind of like it's over. Like you said, intellectual conversation. I don't want you to just I can't deal with somebody who can't be serious or have like future goals or conversations, serious topics, and you just always want to play around. You don't have no depth, or you don't have you don't have nothing. You have no substance.
Literally.
So yeah, and like somebody who keeps up with themselves. Like once we get in a relationship, don't start letting yourself down. And that's why even I know if these are the things. Yeah, like if these are the things that I'm asking for in a relationship, or the person I'm saying, oh, I want to build, like I want somebody like this, I also have to be doing that. Do I consistently work out? Do I consistently eat healthy and all of that stuff? So yes, somebody like we can push each other. You know, if we start to slack, I agree with that, we're not. Sometimes people be a totally different person years from now after they've been in a relationship, and then when you leave that person, you don't even know who you are anymore. So we have to be able to, like I said, I can be by myself.
Interdependent.
So you also need to be interdependent. You also need to have some sense of independence. You don't always you don't always need like to
but
be
also not being so separated from the relationship, like, oh, I don't need you. Like so it's like finding that
like
balance.
We need each other. We gonna miss each other, but like we don't always gotta be up under each other 24/7.
Like maybe we want each other, but we don't need each other. Like I don't have to be around you every single moment.
Yeah, like I could be in the living room, you in the bedroom. Like something like that. Like it's like you don't gotta sit on the couch right next to me every time. Like can you leave me alone? Because sometimes I just need time to myself just to think.
I hate when people are clingy.
I can't. Yeah, like when people are clingy, it's too much. It's like, bro, I need some
breathe.
space. Let me breathe. So yeah, that and just a person who keeps up with themselves, who's looking to improve themselves. You could be perfectly imperfect, but you perfect enough for me.
That's a say that again, bro.
Yeah, like you could be perfectly imperfect, but you could be perfect for me. So I'm like, whoa. So yeah, but nah, seriously, somebody who's just all around looking to elevate from where they are now. Just trying to be the same.
Yeah.
I guess I'll end it, man. I'm married, so it's a little but looking for a woman like with my wife Kai. I was basically looking for somebody that was a go-getter, that was ambitious. Of course, God-fearing, of course. You know, you look for those traits, but
I didn't mention that, but
I know. But honestly, with my wife, man, I was just looking for somebody that was comfortable with being themselves, being goofy, being ambitious, classy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that I look for, but honestly, it's just like
you still look for.
Yeah, you still look for it. Yeah. I used to look for it.
Had to make that clear.
But yeah, with a person that I like, you know, you have to keep yourself up, such as fitness or, you know, your aesthetics. You have to push me to be a better man, you know. Don't force me to be a better man. Just motivate me, encourage me, motivate me, inspire me to be great. What else? Definitely with my wife, she pushed me with my finances. So, and I know y'all a little younger, you know what I'm saying? But with my lady, she pushed me to fix my credit. Manage my money better. So things like that. That's what I look for.
Yeah. Like you said, the main thing that I didn't mention is like God-fearing and classy. Like you gotta you can't just be loud and raunchy all the time. Like relax. I just want somebody that's calm. Like I'm calm. So it's like just chill sometimes.
I like high energy. Like as far as in guys, I like someone. But I don't honestly feel like, and I know we need to wrap up, but I honestly feel like because of how I grew up, so I'll say the good parts of my dad is dang near stuff I look for. My dad is like super big personality. I like feed off of that, like being around other big personality people. Like when I come together with other big personality people, I have so much fun. Like we both are super goofy, super funny. Like even like my best friendships have been with like other people who are super big personality, because when we come together, we just feed off of each other.
So you tend to date people that are similar to the people that you like your parents. Is that?
I feel like that's what most people do. Like that's even I feel like even the bad parts, I don't want to say the bad parts to me, but essentially that's what it is. Like when it comes to relationships, it's based off of like my parents, like how I was treated or like what I saw in their relationships. So I feel like that's really how everyone is.
Even for me, like all of my aunts, my mom, my cousins, they all keep up with themselves and all that. So in a sense, I'm kind of explaining that, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like you're kind of explaining what you've been around.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. I feel like a lot of, and not to be weird, but a lot of men date like personalities or traits that are kind of like their mom.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds weird, but it's
what you look for. Not intentionally, but it's literally what you just saw for the past 18, 20 something years.
That's what you're used to being around.
Exactly.
Even for women too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we gotta wrap up, but
you need
y'all gotta meet it.
All right, let me say this real quick, bro.
No, like, comment, subscribe.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick. I was gonna say, even sometimes I was watching something where it was like a relationship coach, and the lady, there was these two people in a relationship, and the guy, he liked a girl that was like abusive, that would talk down on him. His mother was just like that. Same thing with a girl. She may not have a dad, or her dad may, talk down on her and stuff, and now that's what she looks for, or she may accept certain things, allow certain things. Whereas a daughter, like somebody like Regina Carter, her dad instills great things in her, and she don't play about her dad. And she also not gonna, I'm sure she wouldn't accept that from a man. So that's all I'm saying. Like, it's just certain things that we look for that is kind of what we seen growing up.
Yeah.
You explain that well.
Yeah.
Well, y'all.
So
you can say your names and where people can find you.
You can camera. Hey y'all, or bye y'all for real. I'm Jada, and you can find me on Instagram at I am Jada Ellis, and all the Instagrams for like my businesses and stuff are in my bio.
What's good, y'all? I'm Travion, CEO of Royalty Made It, the graphic design agency where we create first impressions through content creation and designs. So yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Royal Travion, Royal Trevion. Let's get it.
Yeah. And me, I was gonna say edit off of me, but Zell's next. So yeah, what's up, y'all? Bye, y'all. Y'all can follow my main at Yanni Bradshaw White, and then BRATCHER. I have a Christian inspirational brand called Wise Label, where I help young adults grow their relationship with God. And
yeah, that's what's up. Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Runzel T. I'm the producer of this podcast. It's been really dope. With these guys. You can follow me on all platforms at Legendary Zell. Not gonna spell that, but Legendary
it's gonna
Zell.
be up on the screen.
right.
All right, but yeah, man. Do y'all have anything else y'all want to end with?
Nah, let's end it.
Jesus,
see y'all.
Yeah,
bye, y'all.
Let's get it.